Hey everybody, this is Nicole at Bella Nicole Journal Co. Today I have a quick inspirational video for you. I just wanted to share some projects that I have on my desk, some things that I've been using in my journals that I've been using a lot. So we'll see how quick this is going to be, but I wanted to I'll start with this. This is the alcohol ink tape. This one is pink and turquoise. Then I also have the, of course, the vintage look. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You just put the tape on here, and then I just literally, soaked it with the alcohol ink. Sometimes I spread it out a little bit, but it gives a really cool look. And then when it's on different things, makes it look really vintage. So very cool. And then the color ones I really like too. That just adds another interest to, tags, to papers. So actually that leads me to this. This is a just piece of copy paper. I sprayed some of the shimmer sprays on there. It might have been from I use it as like a background page as I was spraying other things. And then I just decided to use this because I thought it was pretty. And then I put some of the alcohol ink tape on there, actually sewed around it, and then sewed around the edges. That's another thing I've been doing, is just sewing around the edges of the paper just to add texture and interest. So that's that with the alcohol inks. Next project, this is actually again another example of the sewing around the edges. This is just a book page pocket that I did, that I decided to sew all of the edges, and then I think it adds some strength to it rather than backing it or putting other stuff on there, so that the edges don't rip. They tend to kind of, depending on how, this isn't too frail of a paper, but depending on how old it is or whatever, they can just be very delicate. So that's that. Then I've been doing this. So these are the bobbins that I haven't been using up until recently, because I don't know why, but I've been into using either coordinating, bobbin thread with the regular thread, or sort of like contrasting type of thing, which I find is a really nice look. So that's been fun. Examples of that would be, say, this. I have pink on the top, and then green. It's subtle, but you can still see it. And then green on the back. Same thing with this. It's like a turquoise, and then I did black on the back. So it's cool just to use different coordinating or contrasting or just matching, different color threads. This one is pink here, and then I've got like a green on the back. Just fun to do. Next up, we'll go with the sewing. This is actually a ledger page, which is just gorgeous. Actual vintage, I think antique actually, ledger page. So they're like long, so I had to fold it to make it fit into like a standard size journal. So I just folded the page over here so it would fit, and then created a pocket, and then I just did sewing around all of the edges. Again, just gives it a really nice look, and then also strengthens the pages so that they don't like chip and crack. So that's that. This latest project is paper bag, actually. So what I did was I created a page from the paper bag with pockets. So just folded it regular size, and then these had some little rips in it, so I just sewed on some patches here I thought looked really cool. And then I may do some further embellishing or stamping or something on the front, or may just leave it plain. I'm not really sure yet, but sewing on the edges, and then just the little accents here. But this is my newest thing, and I used paper bag because it was sturdy. Sometimes the packing paper is kind of thin, and I just use a thicker brown type of paper so that it would be like a good pocket page. So that I'm gonna make more of. Very cool idea. This is a book page pocket, which I sewed together 2 pages, so I don't know if you can see here, but I had to sew them together so that I could get a wide enough, you know, pocket. It's basically coin envelope style, except I didn't do like a flap. I just, you know, I just cut it here instead, and then, you know, flipped up the bottom there, and then I just did some stenciling on the book page, and then this is the Stickles drops. So that is that. And these, you know, any kind of colors, you know, the options are endless. So that will be that. I can do either removable or actually glue it down to a page. This is a vintage sort of file tab divider page. I guess, you know, for a binder or whatever, but I found them in a thrift store, and I coffee dyed it, so it was like file folder color. And then it actually does have the plastic tab on top, so I could either leave it on there, remove it, or put a little cute, you know, label in there. And then I have put some embellishing on the bottom so far. I'll probably do some sewing around it, but just as a page in a journal. It could be a cover page of a signature or just a regular, you know, page in a journal. So that's that. This is the next example of file folders. So I actually got all of these in Dollar Tree. They just came out with them, so they're like, you know, designer file folders basically. So I bought every option that they have, and I love using them in journals as cover pages for signatures basically, because they are, you know, a little bit thicker. So with coordinating colors, one of my favorite things. I, you know, like it just as much as like using regular file folder. And then these are just like the, you know, patterned ones. So what I did here was exactly that. So I basically just folded it. I had to fold it the other way because it didn't fit in the journal. So I actually had to fold it this way. And then I redid a tab here. Sometimes you don't have to do that. Sometimes you can just fold them like the way the tab is facing. So anyway, I just put a pocket on there, and then sometimes you could just leave them, you know, plain just like that. And then I did 2 belly bands actually. So this is the offcut from this. So I just decided to put it on the inside as a belly band. And that's that. That's one of my all-time favorite things to do. And then last up, we have example in this journal. So what I've been doing is using a lot of the offcuts. So this is a good example. I had, you know, this beautiful scrapbook paper on the cover. I used a little bit in the pocket, as a pocket on the inside, and then I had, you know, little strips here left over, so I just decided to use them as a belly band. So this one I just did as is, sewing around the edges, and then just glued it on. And then this one I had some extra of this glitter paper, and then I put the other offcut of the shell scrapbook paper on there, so it's actually a double pocket. So you can put something in there, you can put something in here, and then we can add this onto the list. Is this glitter? It doesn't rub off. It's just glittery scrapbook paper. So I love using those as covers, you know, for signatures. Just so pretty as is. Add a little bit of a, you know, embellishment, and then I also did sewing around the edges. So yeah, so those are my inspirational ideas. If you have any questions, you can comment below. You know, it's not really a tutorial, but just some projects that are pretty easy to give you some inspiration. All right, have a good day.